Imagine this. You're landing at Philadelphia International Airport. The noise of jet engines fills the air, but just a few hundred feet away, there's something far more chilling. A graveyard. Not of people, but of giant military warships. 30 derelict vessels rusting away in silence. So why the heck are these American battleships sitting here, just waiting to be forgotten? What happened to these once legendary machines of war? Well, buckle up. We're diving into the mystery of Philadelphia's abandoned battleships, the ships that fought, won, and were left to die in obscurity. Welcome back to History Decoded channel, where we bring you the stories you didn't know you needed to hear. Today, we're taking a close look at one of the most hauntingly interesting sites in the United States, the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard, home to the U.S. Navy's Mothball fleet. You might be asking yourself, why are these ships even here? Or maybe, do they serve any purpose? Spoiler alert, the answer is complicated. All right, picture this. You're about to land at Philadelphia International Airport, a bustling hub with over 30 million passengers a year. But right as you approach the runway, you notice something odd. Ships. Yes, ships, parked in the middle of a naval base. What are they doing there? Are they broken? Are they just forgotten? Well, yes and no. These are part of the infamous Mothball fleet, a collection of U.S. warships that have been decommissioned or abandoned, depending on how you look at it. Let's talk about why these ships are here, and more importantly, why we're not doing anything about it. The USS Barry DD 933, for example, had a colorful career. From participating in the Cuban Missile Crisis to becoming a museum ship, it's been through a lot. But now, well, it's just a shell of its former self, left to slowly decay in the shadows of Philadelphia. Sounds like a sad retirement plan, right? But let's not be too hasty in judgment. This is not the end of their story. So here's the million-dollar question. Should these ships be scrapped, or should they be kept around just in case? The U.S. Navy's stance seems to lean more towards the just-in-case part. The ships are preserved, but only barely. A lot of them have been cannibalized for parts, leaving little more than empty husks waiting for their final fate. So, what's the benefit of keeping them? Is it worth the cost? We all love a good military comeback story, right? But here's the catch. Most of these ships, while historical, are too outdated to be revived for service. The USS John F. Kennedy CV-67, for example, once an iconic aircraft carrier, served in conflicts like the Persian Gulf War. Now, it's collecting rust in Philly, with no realistic plans for future missions. Sure, it's legendary, but at what cost? Why are we hanging on to these outdated warships when they're just taking up space? Here's a fun thought. Could these ships actually become museums and tell the story of U.S. military history? Or are they better off being sent to the scrapyard to make room for newer ships? Could we reclaim these vessels as historical landmarks? Or do we just want them gone because they're too much of a logistical headache? I'll leave that up to you. Now let's get into the real kicker. Could these ships ever come back into service? Well, probably not. The costs of restoring them outweigh any benefit they might bring. They're more of a military fossil, too outdated for modern warfare. And that's if we even had the budget to bring them back. The Navy's focus now is on newer, more efficient technologies. So the Mothball fleet is stuck, waiting for the inevitable, scrapping. But hey, not everything is lost. These ships are still an icon of America's military past. They've seen history and their stories are worth preserving, whether it's as museums or through documentaries like this one. Despite their fate, these ships have earned the right to be remembered. Yes, they're not being reactivated, but their stories deserve to live on. The USS New Jersey, for example, holds the record for most battle stars of any U.S. Navy ship. That's a legacy worth remembering, even if it's just rusting away in Philadelphia. So what do you think? Are these old warships a waste of space, or should we preserve them as pieces of American history? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into history's most fascinating mysteries. If you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends to help keep these warship stories alive.